drive-through dispensaries? Welcome to Maryland. In this episode, I'm crossing the Chesapeake, touring the East Coast's largest cannabis greenhouse, eating blue crabs, and diving into Maryland's young but promising cannabis industry. I'm Kyle Sherman, and in 2015, I started a cannabis company called Flowhub.
Flowhub is a leading cannabis software company. Joining me right now is the founder and CEO, Kyle Sherman.
Every state's different. I mean, you almost have to imagine every state is like its own country in cannabis.
This industry is here to stay, and now I'm on a mission to explore the front lines, meeting the builders who've put everything on the line. This is the Great American Dispensary Tour. Maryland, home of blue crabs and Babe Ruth, one of the original 13 colonies, and the 21st state to legalize cannabis for adult use. With little over 100 dispensaries in the state, cannabis sales surpassed $1.1 billion in the first 12 months following legalization. And while cannabis is relatively new here, I have to imagine it's widely accepted. After all, over 67% of voters supported House Bill 1 in the 2022 general election.
Hey, excuse me. Do you have any idea about cannabis culture in Maryland at all?
Not really.
Okay. Bummer. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I know they popping up dispensaries everywhere.
Yeah, they really are, right? They're everywhere. We're doing a docu-series about the cannabis industry in Maryland. Do you have any experience with like cannabis culture here or anything that kind of about there? No, okay, cool. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Another one bites the dust. Do you guys have any experience with like cannabis culture and? Oh, bummer. Okay. Do you have any comment, positive or negative, on this space here? No. Cool. Thank you so much. And we're trying to find people to speak to the cannabis culture in Maryland. Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you so much, y'all. Have a great Sunday. It's wild. Literally no one wants to talk about cannabis here. I'm surprised.
Something wasn't adding up. In pursuit of answers, I headed off to White Plains to meet with the folks at Southern Maryland's premier cannabis dispensary. Seth Irwin is the founder and CEO of Chesapeake Apothecary, a lifelong Marylander with a global worldview, a former chef and passionate cannabis connoisseur. With 2 locations in Maryland and a couple more medical stores in West Virginia, Seth is no stranger to the challenges of navigating the cannabis industry in a highly conservative region.
We have, I think, 7 military bases in a 30-mile stretch. So, I mean, you have a heavy body of government workers, those who have classically and historically been disenfranchised from any cannabis consumption and told that they would lose their jobs, their licenses, their clearances. So that has a big impact on, families and the community and the stigma that's carried through.
To make matters more complicated, Maryland has some pretty dumb rules when it comes to cannabis. Every night, every single product must be taken down, brought to the vault, and put away. And the next day, the staff has to take everything out and put it back on the shelves. Because why? Because this is the regulated cannabis industry.
In our retail, you'll see that everything is behind our counter. The customer, even now, is not supposed to handle the package. We couldn't even turn it over to show them the profile without us having to say, like, here, you can see it, and then they would grab it, and you'd be like, no. Now we have to kick you out of the store because you touched the box.
It's kind of weird that you can go to like a gun store and they're like, here's a Glock.
Yeah. It's a weird place that we're in. They're treating it like it's more significant than the way that they treat Oxy in the pharmacy, where you don't have to lock everything up behind a bank-style door that has a 5-hour fire rating and access-controlled doors.
People are going to use this no matter what, right? So no matter if it's an illicit market or a legal market, people are going to go find their cannabis because it's a great medicine.
The one thing that I will say about Maryland in pure honesty is that the result has been really predominant great flower. And I'm not just biased to that because we're from Maryland.
I guess you could say that with great flower comes great responsibility.
So I guess I'll buy some Durban poison. Oh, that was fun.
Right?
Thank you. This is very exciting. Come here, come hang out. We're gonna come, all the dogs over here.
Let's not forget about Chesapeake's other location. From the outside, basic, and on the inside, beautiful. The speakeasy vibes are undeniable, and the staff, super chill. I could live here, but it's time to move on. When a chef and cannabis connoisseur says, join me for picking crabs, you enthusiastically respond with a yes. I'm a Marylander now, and you can't stop me. I'm all in.
Wow. He's like, he really wants to join.
Yeah,
These guys will like totally pinch off a finger type of thing.
you can grab his little arm and pull him out. That's the dangerous one to grab, but go for it.
and then grab his butt when you can. There you go. And they just like kind of grab onto each other. They'll rip each other's arms off.
Wow, they look so good to eat. They smell kind of good too, actually. That's a lot of crabs.
If there are any that are dead pre-cooking, you're not going to want to eat those. You're going to want to totally avoid them. They can make you sick, and any crustacean or shellfish can obviously kill you.
So would you say crabs are more dangerous than cannabis?
Crabs, cooked the wrong way, could be much more dangerous than cannabis.
How much do you think being a chef has influenced you in this space?
You can change someone's heart, mind, opinion, or mood with a bag of weed. The same way that you can only do with a plate.
I know I noticed here too is like, we don't have alcohol. And I think that's like, is this the future, right? Like, is the future that like there's a dab rig, there's a banger, and there's like joints?
I've never heard somebody saying, I smoked a joint and then I lost my house the next week. Like it all went south, you know?
There's something really special about these Maryland blue crabs. Maybe it's the butter. Maybe it's the bay. Maybe it's the harrowing work it takes to eat them. Or maybe it's the harmony of all these incredible flavors coming together and bursting in your mouth. Or maybe it's the weed I bought earlier.
Don't eat the lungs.
The lungs are the ones on the outside, right?
Yeah.
So you guys really learn like crab anatomy from a young age here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you learn crab anatomy before you learn about your own.
Exactly.
In Maryland.
That's right.
Like, have you found that like your family's been like, dude, what are you doing?
No, my family's a little different. My mom is a 76-year-old former hippie that wandered in the California state for 30 years before she had me by accident.
She's excited
Yeah.
you're in the industry.
And my dad was, spent 38 years of his 56 years of life in jail as, related to drugs. He spent a lot of time incarcerated for the same thing that's now legal.
For cannabis.
For cannabis.
It's amazing to witness something that once split families apart now becoming a means to provide for them. And Seth's story is just one of many.
Thank you.
After a good night's sleep, or maybe a food-induced coma, I'm back on the road again to check out a spot that offers more cannabis strains than any other dispensary in Maryland. Dean Warner is partner at Greenpoint Wellness, and he's about as Maryland as it gets. Dean was one of the first employees on the team at Greenpoint and eventually bought into the business. Today, Greenpoint has 3 bustling locations surrounding the Annapolis area, one of which even boasts a drive-through window.
I enjoy it. I have a good weekend, all right?
As Dean does his daily rounds, I asked if I could tag along.
How are we feeling today? Good. Ready for another good day at Greenpoint? One thing I want to talk about just from the carts last night, please make sure when we're stacking those carts that we're not like overstacking them, that we're not trying to squish stuff in. We've got fruitcake, which is also by roll 1 this time, and then the modern flower is space age cake. Also got a new $35 eighth today. It's going to be the Ram Scotty by Colta. Any questions on anything so far? Bet, let's have a good day. Woohoo!
I'm Sherman, I'm number 1. I say according to the terps, I would say that the space age is really good. Okay. It's got the carafilene in it, the limonene. Total terps on it are 292.
Perfect.
Hi, sweetie, how are you? What's your friend's name? Snowball. Hi, Snowball. You want to lick my finger, Snowball? Oh, you licked my finger. Bye, Snowball.
Say bye.
Have a great weekend, honey. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
Laurel, here we go. This is Laurel, baby.
Wow, it's busy in here.
Fridays are like this all the time. Gets really busy around noon, really busy around 3, and then during the evenings, all evening long.
And at the helm of Greenpoint's booming success is its dedication to offering the highest standard of customer service with a team of the most educated, knowledgeable, and skilled bud tenders and staff.
I'll do whatever you recommend. I hear you're the guy.
The most popular strain is Snoop Dogg. The qualities that this one's kind of known about is a heavy indica effect, along with more so on the myrcene and the carifilene dominance. Definitely good for sedation, for relaxation. really for putting you down and kind of relaxing you out.
This is tested at 32% THC. Wow. How is selling cannabis different from regular retail?
Well, whenever you have to cut somebody off from ordering too much, right? I think that's very unique in this space.
How many products would fill up a cart and that you're allowed to buy in one transaction? I'd love to see that. It seems like a lot of flour, I feel like.
I think it's extremely generous.
Another key to Greenpoint's success in a state with such restrictive regulations: innovative, state-of-the-art cannabis retail technology. Okay, shameless plug, but they've got to stay organized and compliant somehow.
This is like very specific to Maryland. Yep. It's an extra label, right?
Yeah, they can say they legally got it. It has Josh's information on it, our information, our address, what he bought, the potency, the date it was sold to him, etc. Just so he can't get in trouble with the law.
I know, I'm sorry. So these are metric tags. This just says, hey, these are all a part of this batch. When a consumer is buying these products, right? And maybe there's a recall, maybe some pesticides come up in a test, you can track it back to the exact batch. You can say, this batch is recalled now. Come back to our store, return it.
The transition from medical to recreational has been very, like you can tell the difference. I think we're just gonna keep taking off. I don't think Greenpoint is stopping anytime soon.
And neither am I. While my visit to Greenpoint was enlightening, there's still so much more I want to know about how Maryland regulates its cannabis. So I decided to connect with Carissa, who runs one of the largest private cannabis testing labs in Maryland. She was also appointed to the Cannabis Public Health Advisory Council by Governor Moore. I'm curious what she has to say.
Here in Maryland, we see a much more informed consumer. The MCA here in Maryland has done a really good job of enforcing formulary, enforcing labeling requirements to make sure that when a patient or a consumer purchases at a dispensary, they're actually getting what they think that they're getting.
So I brought some products that I bought from Greenpoint Wellness, and I want to show them to you.
My favorite dispensary.
I think this one you've tested, right? Like this was tested through your lab.
Yes, sir. For something like flour, you're gonna see total aerobic, total yeast and mold. For edible products, we're gonna test for food grade microbials, total E. coli's, steck and salmonella, a couple of other pathogenic things that you definitely do not want going into your mouth and into your stomach. This client has a QR code that you can scan and pull up the full COA, everything that the lab performed testing on. I love that Maryland requires you to put your terpenes on the label. That's something pretty specific.
Yeah, some states don't have terpenes at all, really, I found, where it's like it's not listed anywhere, you can't find them.
Correct.
And that's very frustrating.
Terpenes and cannabinoids work together to kind of fuel that patient or consumer experience. And so someone can look at this and say, do I need or want this versus this? We as an industry are making sure that every single day that someone is making a product purchase that reflects their needs or what they're looking for in their cannabis experience. Cannabis represents an opportunity to do it new and right.
Tony is the founder of Greenpoint, and I've been looking forward to meeting him. When he asked if I wanted to join him on a cruise across the Chesapeake to grab some crabs at his friend's restaurant, there was no way I was turning that down.
Nice to meet you.
Finally. So good to meet you. I know, for real.
I've heard so much about you.
Ready to go?
Somebody gets a cannabis license and they think they just hit the lottery.
Right.
They don't realize what it takes to put one of those together. They're only giving away 102 licenses, right? The day that we got rewarded the license, literally brought tears to our eyes. I'm like, you don't know, I even brings tears to my eyes when I talk about it, when I'm telling somebody about it, because it was that big of a deal to us. Yeah, I do like that. I like that a lot.
That needs to be on the boat.
What's a cruise across the bay without some American pride, some recognition of this great state and their contribution to high-class munchies? Crab cakes and cannabis may be the greatest two things to come together since Flame hit the first legal bowl of weed back in Colorado in 2014.
How'd you get into your industry?
My early mid-20s, I was prescribed anti-anxiety medications and antidepressant medications. I didn't really need them, and I went to try to get off of them, and I had horrible side effects. So I went out and I found a strain called Harlequin. It's like 15% CBD, 5% THC, and it took away the side effects of coming off of these pharmaceuticals, and I fell in love with cannabis. And so we moved to Denver. I just got involved in the industry out there. I learned about Metric. Back then it was called MITS, the compliance of Colorado. And I was like, no way. This is it. We're going to go build software for retailers. Raised some capital, started building software, and then it just blew up.
So remember I told you when I got the license, I was going to be behind the scenes. I wasn't going to be involved, because I was worried about saving my reputation, didn't know anything about it. That's like right out the gate when I got the license. Of course, my mother calls me up and goes, I can't believe you're going to do this. You worked your whole life for honor and respect in the community. You're going to destroy it all, right? And I'm like, all right.
Nightclubs.
I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm body painting bartenders, and now she's telling me because I'm selling a little bit of weed that I'm going to be this person that everybody's going to look down on. So she calls me and says, hey, you want to have dinner with me and your Aunt Mar? Well, my Aunt Mar is assistant to the state's attorney. So we meet there, and she goes, go ahead, tell your aunt what you're doing. Total setup, right? In my own restaurant. And Maureen says, what are you doing? I said, I just got a cannabis license. I'm going to open a store and sell cannabis. And she's like, oh my God, Tony, soon I retire. The first thing I'm going to do is sit on my back deck with a glass of wine and a joint. My mother's been great ever since.
Nice. Heavy machinery.
Boy, the Maryland crabs are amazing.
Dean,
Respect. Thank you.
Tony, thank you guys.
I hope you enjoyed the
That
crabs.
was awesome. They were amazing. I appreciate you guys. Take care.
All right, let's go check out some of this Maryland cannabis.
We're on our way to SunMed, which is one of the largest grows in the state of Maryland. And I think the interesting thing is that in this industry, every state is truly its own unique ecosystem. And so this grow only supplies dispensaries in the state of Maryland. So we're gonna go take a tour of this facility and go check it out and see what flower in Maryland looks like.
I'm headed through the luscious green countryside, passing through some part of the nearly 2 million acres of farmland that encompass this relatively small state. Agriculture plays an important role in Maryland's economy, and I want to see who's behind the largest grow on the East Coast.
I spent 28 years as a law enforcement officer. I was a Maryland state trooper. I ran drug task forces. I did highway interdiction, package interdiction. Marijuana was a big part of the job from the late 80s all the way till I retired in 2014. Throughout my whole career, I put people in handcuffs for cannabis. There was a lot of stigma behind it. We've been very open in what we do here and how we grow the plant. Basically, we have a pharmaceutical plant that we're growing plants.
From busting people for weed to selling weed, wild.
My wife, who was in the medical field, and when I took the job, she didn't feel there was a medicinal purpose for cannabis, and I thought every day I'm going to come home and hear, hey Paul, what are you doing there? Go change your clothes, you smell like marijuana. After about 2 months, she says, I've educated myself, I researched this, and I'm going to start certifying patients into the medical cannabis. You think about it, people that drink alcohol, a lot of times they get aggressive. When you smoke cannabis, you're more mellow. So, why not, right? A rock band compared to a bar fight? Take it any day.
I take the rock band
any day, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka is doomed. Henry Ford would be proud. This is quite the assembly line. Plants are officially moved on trays throughout SunMed's 250,000 square foot facility, while passionate growers tend to them like children. The air smells like fresh fruit. Nothing skunky here, just fresh and sugary and perfect.
I want to be able to smoke a whole joint. And our parents grew up smoking those classic strains, so we're excited to bring
Maui Wowie, Alpha Boo Gold,
Right.
AK-47, Northern Lights. These are the OG strains.
Yeah, Northern 'em. 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 Northern 'em.
you know,
that would be
some,
that's like the dream job to go be like the Indiana Jones of like find some
Have
new
you seen
land
Strain
race.
Hunters?
Yes, Strain Hunters is like, please take me with
Malawi Gold. As my time in Maryland comes to an end, I figure the best way to spend my last night is feasting on crabs by the bay with the managers from Greenpoint and enjoying some of this amazing Maryland cannabis. Boy, was I right.
People either want something that's going to taste really good, or on the opposite end of the spectrum, they don't care what it tastes like and they just want to get as medicated as possible.
I feel like some of that's changed though, like especially even like when we first opened the store in Laurel, it was like, I just want the highest testing thing, like give me something that's just gonna knock my socks off. But now like those same people come back and they're like, tell me about terpenes, like what's your highest myrcene flower that you have? Like we've kind of like changed their outlook on it and been like, no, like look at the terpenes, look at this, look at that. And now they come in and it's funny because the conversation is so different than what it used to be.
It's not about how high is the THC.
Not anymore.
Oh,
no.
You'll smoke stuff that's
No.
lower if it's high in terps.
That's an incredible thing to
Yeah.
see that
Yeah.
people are like consumers are actually shifting behavior.
Yeah,
Because, like,
very quickly.
Very quickly, actually.
It's crazy.
I guess it's a testament to the job that's being done at the dispensaries. It's like shows the important part about like going to a
the
reputable.
influence that they have in the community. It's crazy.
Why do you focus your life, your career, your passion on cannabis and this plant?
We've seen people so many times, right? Like coming in, like just starting chemo, terrified, right? And like they're in tears at the counter, but then in a few weeks later, they're calling me or walking in the store in tears again, thanking me, right? Like that's the reason why they got through treatments, right? Was coming into our store, seeing us, the product, how it helped them. So it's really more moving than you can really imagine.
How do you think we get these people, you know, to be more aware of this? Like are there things that we should be doing as a society to try to like?
Honestly, it's word of mouth. Like there really is no way. Like it's like you said before. Like you don't see any cannabis advertisements. You don't see people publicly walking around wearing a cannabis shirt, wearing like I love smoking weed. Like there's some people like that. You know what I mean? But like you don't see a massive majority of people doing it. You know, you see a lot more tobacco, alcohol, that sort of thing. So it's really word of mouth. Like one person smokes it when they've never smoked it before, right? They say how amazing it is. They tell their friends and family that have never smoked it before how they feel amazing. They go give it a try. They go tell their friends. It's really a down cycle of that.
They're like, buy cannabis.
Yeah, literally. They'll be right.
In the time since Maryland first joined the Adult Use Club in 2023, its cannabis market has matured surprisingly quickly. Consumers shop by terpenes rather than THC. The largest grow on the East Coast looks more like a microchip factory than a cannabis grow house. And crabs pair surprisingly well with cannabis. There's still a stigma here, but I know barriers will continue to fall. It's on to the next state, and I can't wait to discover what it's all about.